everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you saw by the title, we'll finally be doing my full face of Kylie Cosmetics. So I have a lot of disclaimer kind of things. Number one, this has been a very I really wanted to do this video for a really long time. I was just kind of slowly collecting the products, but also I'm still missing a few, but I realized that a lot of them just are never in stock, and so I'm gonna keep waiting, and then by the time I get it, all people watching this won't be able to get it, and it was kind of stupid. And then I figured right now I believe most of these products are basically half off, freaking 50% off at Ulta, and so hopefully when I'm filming this, so hopefully when you guys are watching, they're still 50% off at Ulta or whatever, because I have no idea why, but we can talk a little bit more about that. So I'm really excited. And then what was the other thing? Oh, my hair. We're just gonna let it rock today. I feel like Pippi Longstocking, but we're gonna let it rock. So we're gonna go with it. So yeah, if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and without further ado, let's just get started. So I'm gonna start obviously with some products that she doesn't have. She does have a primer and a setting spray. She did at one point, and then you can't get them. They're never in stock. So I believe right now, actually, they don't have the primer on her website anymore. They do have the setting spray though, and it's out of stock, and it has been for months and months and months. So I don't think she's bringing that back. I don't know why she just doesn't take it off the website. And then I was gonna purchase it at Mercari or something like that, but then again, like I said, you guys won't have the opportunity to get it, and so there's really no point in trying to feature it when you guys can't get it. So it's stupid, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. The only thing that I don't have that she does have kind of in stock sometimes is her brow products. I don't have a Kylie brow or anything like that, and I really did want to pick one up, but I realized that she hadn't had them stocked for months and months. Then when I was gonna pick one up, I kind of didn't. I was just yeah, I'll wait for a sale, because she does have sales every now and then. And then they all went out of stock, and so most of the shades are out of stock. I'm certain oh my gosh, wow, okay. I'm certain most of her products are just not in stock, and so most of her brow products. And again, I was gonna get my shade and stuff off of Mercari, but you guys wouldn't be able to, you would be able to get it at some point. I think her brow products will come back, but I just mean it's just harder to get, and then that was stupid for me to talk about it and show you guys oh, hey, this is me applying it, but you can't really get it. So I'm gonna go in with a foundation that's really dark for me right now, because my concealer, the Kylie concealer, is too dark for me. So I'm gonna do my foundation, and then we'll be right back to jump into the concealer. I know I look crazy, but we're just gonna, the bangs I can't do on my forehead, but we're just gonna wait until the end. So first we're gonna go in with the Kylie Skin Concealer. Again, I have the shade Amber, which is too dark for me right now. I think it'll be all right in the summer. Oh yeah, it looks nice with this foundation, so we're good. I really do like this concealer. It's originally $20, which is kind of a lot, but I feel like it's not that much compared to some other high-end concealers that are more $32, $28. Wow, it's not my middle of my nose. And stuff like that. So I feel like this is not a bad price. Right now at Ulta, it is again on sale for $8. So I'm gonna maybe today I'll post a picture on my Instagram before. Obviously, this will be before I am uploading this video, just so those of you who want it and follow my Instagram can see it now, in case it doesn't go up. It's not still there, in case it's gone by the time I upload this video. So just a heads up, if you guys don't follow my Instagram, maybe follow my Instagram. I'm not trying to be a self-promoter, just kind of I'll post more sales and stuff and be more communicative on my Instagram. So you can see how instantly that concealer just blended out. It was so nice. It's such a creamy formula, which I never expected. I expected this honestly to kind of be a Tarte Shape Tape kind of thing, where it was just really, where people claimed it to be really heavy, really cakey, really drying. Although I don't think Tarte Shape Tape is like that. This is the complete opposite. It's very, very creamy under the eye, and it's it gives you a nice medium coverage, but it's nothing dry or heavy or any creasy or anything like that. It's not abnormally creasy, I should say, because all concealers crease on me, whatever. But this is super, super nice. You can see just my face looks really nice, and I obviously love the foundation that I'm wearing, but I feel like the concealer just doesn't accentuate anything negative, which is what I really like, and it does give you some life to the face. I think this is definitely one of my favorite products from Kylie. If I had to pick a handful, it would be definitely concealer would be up there, especially if you can get it for $8. I'm thinking about picking up another shade just so I can use it during the winter, but I think I made it work with this black foundation. Okay, next, why did I do that? I don't know. Next, we're going in with the Kylie setting powder. I have the shade Translucent, which is this. I don't believe, yeah, they don't have the setting powder at Ulta, and I don't think it's on sale on her website, but I know it has gone on sale before, and this one you can actually get on like Mercari and stuff for a lot cheaper because people don't like love it that much, which I think, oh my gosh, can you just work? Thank you. Which I can kind of agree with. Not that I don't like this setting powder. I just think there are better out there. This isn't anything revolutionary or new or anything like that. It's just a setting powder. It kind of just sets your face. But it's also, for me and my dry skin, I have to be really careful with what foundations and which concealers I'm using it with because it can be on the more dry side. And so I have to, again, really be careful. I try to use it with my more hydrating product stuff that says like super hydrating and like my hydrating concealers and stuff because it can get a little bit more dry. I don't think it's a drying powder. Like I think out of all the powders, all the powders that people say are very dry and very matte, I don't think this one's like that, but it's not necessarily dewy or just like anything. It's nothing glowy or anything like that. It does set your makeup, but it's not super drying. I just think like you can see my face. It just kind of just looks like normal, and I don't want to say necessarily flat, but it kind of is just like a powder. I can see how people, for $24, I can see how people just don't love this, and I kind of agree. I think this is one of her more meh products. I don't think it's bad. I think you won't be disappointed when you have it. I think, again, like you can see, like my under eyes don't look dry or anything like that. My face looks set and smooth, and so I feel like you'll be happy with it, but I feel like if you have super oily skin, I don't think this is super mattifying, so I don't think you'll like really love it. And then I feel like if you have super dry skin, this could potentially be too drying for your skin. It's very like the mid of people who have normal like dry skin but not extremely dry skin like my skin. I feel like it's pretty dry, but I feel like people could have drier skin, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And so those kind of people probably could use this, but then like people with combination normal skin and then like slightly oily skin, they'd like this, I feel like, again, but it's just a meh kind of product, nothing super extreme or exciting. All right, next is bronzer, blush, and highlighter, which I'm really excited for. I think her bronzer and I think these powder formulas are definitely the star of the show. Just gonna have to go with this clean brush here. I know it's going on. Are definitely the star. So I'm going with the Kylie Pressed Bronzing Powder in the shade Almond. I think this is definitely one of my favorite products from her as well. I love her bronzer formula. I think it's really nice. It's very matte but not flat, which is odd because it throws me off because the powder is so boring, if you will. This bronzer is really exciting, and I love the way it makes my face look, and it's so smooth and easy to apply. I look crazy because I'm so black, but and then the shade Almond is a little bit deep for me. I think it's better in the summer when I have more of a tan, although I'm using all my summer shades, so I don't know. But I think her formula is just really, is it anything revolutionary or like new? No, like so many places, even the drugstore has so many good bronzers or whatever that are just good. You don't have to worry about the whole, I don't know, you don't have to worry about a lot. It's just basic bronzer, which I think is really, really nice. But I think if you have this one and you want, like Kylie, or you want to try one thing, or you want to try, you're like, I just want to try something and I need a new bronzer or whatever, you won't go wrong with this. It's a good one, and I really do like it. I think it's one that I could see myself like keeping for a really long time, not getting rid of it, and like comparing other bronzers too, just because it is a good staple bronzer to have, if that makes sense. All right, next we're gonna go on with blush, and I don't know if this is gonna show up on me. This is the Kylie Stormy blush, the pressed powder blush in the shade Flutter in Love. Now again, you can't get this one anymore, which I know sucks. I really wanted something from the Stormy collection because I really thought it was super cute. I put it with the blush, but it's a little bit too pasty for me, even at my lightest, and so I keep it around because obviously, I don't know, it's limited edition. I don't want to get rid of it and then like regret it or anything like that, and I feel like I can use it from time to time. But I do like her blush formula. I think I like her bronzer formula a little bit more. It's a little bit more blendable, a little bit easier to apply, a little bit more buildable. This one is a little bit, you can see it's like taking a while to get any color, and I'm like, girl, come on. And I know it's a light shade, but I just mean like, even in general, even if you're a light skin tone, this is like For me, it's not the best formula. Like, I wouldn't repurchase a different blush. I really don't want one, and I have no desire to get one. Maybe I should just not use a stippling brush. Maybe I should use a angled brush. That was worse. Okay. And so I just think, yeah, her blush formula, a no-go for me. Maybe, I don't know if this is a different formula than her other blushes or something like that, but this is a no-go for yours truly. Baby, I'm sorry, not sorry. And then last we're gonna, well, not last, but next we're gonna go on with the Kylie Press Illuminating Powder in the shade Cheers Darling. Now her highlighters, girl, another whole story. I hate, like, I really like the embossing. I think it's cute. Is that what it's called? Yeah. But I always, since it's like, I always feel bad, like, hitting anywhere else. For the bronzer, I have a big fluffy brush, so it kind of fits everywhere evenly. But I don't want to run across the like, drips. I want to hit only up here. I don't know why, it's a very weird thing. But I love her formula. I don't think it's super blinding. At least the shade I have, which is Cheers Darling, is not super, you can see, like, it's not super glowing from the heavens, but that's why I really like it. I think it's a very nice and soft and pretty highlighter that is kind of like a glow from within, but like a little more than that, you know? It's like a nice everyday kind of highlighter that kind of just says, I'm wearing makeup, but like not too much. Oh, yeah. This whole dark foundation thing's really threw me for everyone. But you can see, I just think it's so pretty, and it just highlights the perfect amount of, it gives you the perfect amount of highlight for the face, and I think it's so pretty. You can see it's a little bit too light for my, what's the word? My summer shade, because it's a little bit more of a stark kind of goldy kind of shade. So there it is there. It's really, just really gorgeous. And again, I don't think it's super blinding or anything like that. So if you're looking for something like that, I just don't think this will be it. But I think if you're looking for something like cute and buildable but pretty, and like you can honestly wear this out on a date, it's very like a very what is the word, universal kind of highlighter. I think this is a really good one. All I'm trying to say, sheesh. All right, next we're gonna do my eyes before I do my brows. I know, hopefully I don't forget my brows. We're gonna go in with the Kylie Jenner bronze palette. I'm gonna tell you off the bat, I'm not super obsessed with this. We're gonna try to make something work, of course, but I'm not super obsessed. I think we're gonna go in with the shade here, which is Tiger Eye. I think they're super pigmented shades, but they're harder to blend. I'm gonna throw this in the crease, and a lot of people don't like her eyeshadows as well, and you know, it's one of those things that I can see why, because they're really hard to blend and kind of dry kind of shades. But there are a group of people who like her eyeshadow formula, and I know that they've tried more, they've used more recently released palettes, and so I'm not sure if her formula has obviously improved. I mean, probably, but I just mean, like, I don't know if that's why they like it so much, because their formula is good, but this one isn't like revolutionary, and right now it looks fine, like it's blending really nicely, but I promise you, I'm like dipping in the slightest, tapping off a lot and going so slight light, because the shades can be so pigmented and just not the best blended, and so it's really hard. It's really hard. I feel like, especially for people who are like, you know, you look at this palette and this says beginner to me because it's so plain Jane, but you know, I feel like for those people, they just don't like, this is not a good palette for beginners, basically, is all I'm trying to say. Anyway, we're gonna go with the shade with He Matte. I think that's what this is called. Dear Lord. That's another thing with Kylie Cosmetics. I have no interest in buying any more of her products. First of all, we can talk about how all of her releases come out and then get sold out within minutes. You're literally Kylie Jenner, and your products get sold out in minutes. It's ridiculous. It's obviously a scam. And so I just personally don't fuss with it anymore. I'm not even trying to get any other Kylie products or whatever it is. I do want to try her brow pencil, but that's only if she plans on restocking it constantly, which she doesn't. Which she's not. So I'm not sure what that's all about, because she's also, a lot of her products are on sale at Ulta, which all of her blush, bronzers, and highlighters are $8 right now, which is crazy. Which I don't know if she's like stopping selling makeup or stopping selling at Ulta or what it is, but they're all on sale, which is weird. Her eyeshadows, she's not selling her eyeshadows at Ulta anymore, so I'm wondering if she's just pulling out of Ulta maybe, because I don't buy from her website. I buy most of my stuff from Ulta, or the only product I bought from her website was the blush, and that was it. But Next, we're just gonna go in with the shade Bronzite right here. Keep it basic, plain Jane. So that's a big reason why I don't buy from her anymore. But also, I just hate how you know, she's all over all of her packaging all the time, and she's half naked on it, and how her names are inappropriate and just stupid and things that I don't want to say on my channel. And so I'm just not about it. I think makeup is fun, and I feel like even for kids and young girls and people looking up to you doing makeup, it should be more of a pure thing, because it's just makeup. You know, you're just applying, what is on my back? No, you're just applying stuff to your face. And I mean, I love makeup. It's my passion at this point in my life, but I feel like people looking up to you don't want to hear you talking about the shade called something disgusting. You don't want to hear the shade He Matte. What the heck is that? You know, it's stupid, and they get worse and worse as the more she comes out with. And so I personally just am over that. All right, then we're gonna go with the shade Goldstone here. And that's the same for a lot of brands as well. For me, I don't like NARS is not one. I do have a few products from NARS, but it's not one I go out of my way to buy, and especially not the names that are ridiculously inappropriate. And the list goes on of reasons why I just think there are a few products from Kylie that I would suggest trying, but I just don't think it's a brand that I will be like, yes, Kylie. You know, it's not e.l.f. or Colourpop for me. It's just another brand, you know? And I really wanted to talk about that on my channel, just because I feel like, you know, someone actually requested that I use the test out the Kylie powder and concealer on my channel, and then like slowly I got more and more products to try out from her brand. And if you guys are curious as to why I probably just won't be using them a ton, or I don't feature them a lot, or I'm not doing a whole bunch of full faces of Kylie, it's because of that. You know, those kind of reasons. All right, so before I finish off my makeup, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the Kylie liquid lipstick in the shade Candy K. This is literally like my favorite product, one of my favorite products ever, and definitely my favorite Kylie product ever. I don't know what it is about this formula, this color. It's just my holy grail. Let me show you. Liquid lipstick is like a beautiful pinkier kind of nude, but I feel like for my tan skin, it's nothing too stark or too like drastically pale or drastically nude, that I can still wear it, but it can still be a nude. I feel like there's a lot of nudes that for like tanner skin that pull a little bit too pink for my liking, or too mauve, or whatever it is. They're just a little bit too much for me, or too nude for my liking for it to be a nude. And so I feel like this is a really good one. It is a little bit more pink. Here's lipstick on my teeth. It is a little bit more pink, but I still think it's so beautiful. I love her formula. I think it's pretty good. It is a matte, so obviously it's going to dry down matte, and so people who hate matte, you're going to hate this. But I think that it's a really nice, comfortable matte, and I never feel like, oh my gosh, it's drying on my lips. I never feel like that. And I've been using this for years. I used up an entire mini, and then I bought the full size because I love it that much. All right, so I know it's a little bit hard to see my eyes. I'll just move my hair a little bit. There you go. So all in all, you know, I really do like the products. I think they're good. I just don't think they're worth all this hype. And I know not a lot of people give them hype. A lot of people just don't give them any credit because it's Kylie. They're just like, whatever, she sucks, I'm not doing it. I think it's something that it's a regular brand. I kind of take it as a regular brand, and I go into it thinking, you know, am I going to like the products or am I not? And I think there are some hits and there are some misses that I just want to go over real quick. I think first and foremost, I'm in ranking. Number one product that I love from Kylie is definitely her liquid lipstick, and the shade Candy K specifically is my favorite. I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's, again, I don't feel dry. My lips don't feel dry in any way, shape, or form, but I know it's going to be transfer proof, and I know it's just a very accountable kind of liquid lipstick if I want something to last really, really long and be a beautiful kind of more pinkier light nude for my tan skin. So I think this is number one for me. No complaints about that. Number two is definitely the bronzer. I think the bronzer is so pretty. I think it blends really, really nicely. It can really hang with some of my favorite bronzers, and I do really enjoy that. Do I think that it's a necessity, like go out, run out, and get it? No, but I feel like that's no bronzers in general. I feel like people have perfected bronzers so well that I think this one's kind of just like, you know, sits there with the good ones, and then that's that. So I think if you're going to try something, I would try one of the bronzers as well. If you don't want to try liquid lipstick, you don't like liquid lipstick, I would go with the bronzer next. Then third, and kind of tied with the bronzer, honestly, is the Kylie Skin Concealer. I really think this is worth a huge, huge try. I think obviously concealers are really specific, a lot more specific than I feel like bronzers even, and even liquid lipsticks. So I feel like that's why only why this one kind of falls through. It's very, very like specific. And so I think if you're someone who really likes a skin concealer, one that looks like skin, feels like skin, it doesn't dry out, isn't dried out, but isn't super full coverage or anything like that. I think this is more medium coverage. I think you'll really, really like this. Again, I have the shade Amber and it's too deep for me. So if you're someone who's typically my shade or close to my shade, I'd go a few shades, maybe 1 or 2 shades lighter than Amber. But I do really love the formula. I think it's great. This is, again, sits there with some of my favorite concealers as well. And then we're getting like lower and lower, but this one I really love as well. This is the Kylie Pressed Illuminating Powder in the shade Cheers Darling. Again, one that is very specific. I feel like if you don't love a more natural glow, you're not going to love this, because this is basically what this is, which is again why I love it, is because it's more of a natural, nice glow from within kind of glow, but still a little bit more than, you know, like the Essence Pure Nude or something that is very, very like no shining shimmer. This one sits a little bit between them. So I really do like this. I really like it for those days that, you know, I kind of want something but not a lot. This is a really good one, and I do really like this. I do think this is dupeable. Again, same thing kind of with the bronzers. People have so much perfected all kinds of highlighters that it's kind of like meh, but I do think it is a good one if you want to try it. All right, and then the last 3, the Kylie setting powder, I just say pass. I think there are better setting powders. I think the e.l.f. Halo Glow is just better, and although that one's not, they're not the exact same. That one obviously is glowing, this one's not. This one is just a little bit of a basic powder that kind of just makes your skin, you know, just a little bit set, and it's fine. Like, it's just a fine powder. I don't feel like it's super drying or makes my skin look ugly necessarily, but I just think it's not anything spectacular that you need to run out and get it. I just say pass it. For the $24, I'd get any other setting powder ever, really, honestly. So just my opinion there. And then for the eyeshadow, I just moved my hair so you guys can see. I think it is so beautiful. It turned out really, really nice. And I did, you know, I kind of like gave it a harsh rating in the beginning. And the reason why this isn't at the bottom is just because I feel like, you know, well, it still is at one of the bottom 3, but I just feel like, you know, it is a hard palette for the basic shades that it is. I had to really take my time and be careful, and it did look nice once I was careful, and I realized I can't treat this palette like I treat all my other palettes, where I kind of just go ham on them. I like blend, and I'm just like, whoa, and everything blends out and becomes really nice. I realized I can't do that with this formula. It's a little bit too harsh for that, and so you have to really be careful. And so I think that is maybe the key to these eyeshadows, is that you just have to take your time a little bit more, and you have to kind of just go slow and steady. And so I still don't think the formula is worth it, but I think if you're interested, it is nice. If you want to try it, it's not as bad as I've said in the past. It still is probably my least favorite palette in my entire collection, if that helps anybody in any way, shape, or form, but it's not completely a bust. It does work, and it does look nice, you know? Really, you see? It looks pretty. I look pretty. And then last but certainly least, I have the Kylie Stormy Blush. I just don't like it, and I honestly am like thinking about just getting rid of it right now. I wanted to hold on to it because I thought it was cute, the whole Stormy thing, and then like it was a very cute collection. I really did enjoy that, but I feel like the blush honestly like dried the crap out of my face right here, and you can't tell, but like down here where the setting powder is, it's not super dry, even like in some of the areas, but where my blush is, it's freaking so matte, and I feel like this is a good example of matte but flat. People usually say matte but not flat. This is very matte but flat kind of bronzer, where it just kind of takes the life right out of your skin and dries the crap out of it. So I'm just not a fan of her blush formula, and again, this is a specific collection that you can't get anymore, so maybe that's what it is, but I think pass on her blushes. People have so many better blushes, girl. You don't need this one. All right, so that is basically it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I didn't try her brow products, which hopefully maybe one day, but again, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that her brow pencils are pretty basic, standard brow pencils, nothing extraordinary, or nothing like super exciting. So I just feel like there's no need to go get it, or her brow gel. I have my favorites already. And then based on all her other kind of products, they're all kind of just like meh. So I feel like it's kind of hit there. I wanted to do some more of these. Obviously, I have a couple planned that I'm still waiting for a few products to freaking get them, and I'm poor right now, literally bone poor. Bone poor? That's not a saying, but whatever. Even so, I'm so poor. So I just haven't been able to get them yet, but hopefully more coming soon. Yeah, the verse for today is 1 Peter 5:7. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. That's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.